The race for a U.S. spot BNB ETF is gaining momentum as asset managers Grayscale and VanEck continue to refine their proposals. Both firms have recently filed amended S-1 registration statements for their respective BNB ETFs, Grayscale's GBNB and VanEck's VBNB, marking a significant step in their efforts to secure regulatory approval from the SEC. These amendments suggest a deepening dialogue with regulators and a strategic attempt to align with the SEC's evolving standards for cryptocurrency ETFs. Grayscale has submitted its second amendment to the S-1, while VanEck has filed its fifth amendment, indicating that both are actively responding to feedback and working toward a potential launch. S-1 filings are a critical component of the ETF approval process, as they outline the fund's structure, management fees, investment strategies, and risk disclosures. The repeated amendments from both firms highlight the complexity of navigating the regulatory landscape and the need for precision in meeting compliance requirements. Analysts like Bloomberg's James Seyffart have noted that these updates are likely a direct response to SEC feedback and may signal that a BNB spot ETF could be on the horizon. If approved, this would represent a major milestone for BNB, which is currently the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Around $87.4 billion. Despite its size and influence, BNB has yet to be included in the growing list of U.S. spot ETFs that track altcoins like Solana, Sol, Litecoin, LTC, and XRP. The GBNB and VBNB filings could change that dynamic, potentially opening the door for institutional and retail investors to gain exposure to BNB through a regulated and accessible vehicle. Grayscale filed its initial application for GBNB on January 23, 2026, though it has not disclosed a management fee for the product. VanEck, on the other hand, filed its initial proposal for VBNB in May 2025 and has proposed a management fee of 0.39%. The difference in fee structures could influence investor preferences and market positioning once either or both ETFs are approved. The regulatory process for ETFs is inherently iterative, often requiring multiple rounds of amendments and responses to regulatory inquiries. The fact that both Grayscale and VanEck are still refining their filings suggests that they are actively engaged in this process and are likely working to address any concerns the SEC may have regarding custody, valuation, or market manipulation risks. A successful launch of a BNB spot ETF could have significant implications for the broader crypto market. For one, it would provide institutional-grade exposure to BNB, which is currently underrepresented in the ETF landscape. This could lead to increased demand for BNB, potentially enhancing liquidity and price stability. For investors, a spot BNB ETF would offer a regulated and accessible way to gain exposure to the asset without the need to directly hold it. However, the path to approval remains uncertain. The SEC has been cautious with crypto ETFs, and while it has approved spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, altcoins have faced more scrutiny. The fact that both Grayscale and VanEck are pursuing BNB ETFs could indicate a growing consensus that most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Asset is ready for broader institutional adoption. The next key signal to watch is whether the SEC provides further feedback or signs of approval for either GBNB or VBNB. A formal approval or a request for additional information could clarify the timeline for a potential launch. If either firm receives a go-ahead, it could trigger a wave of new BNB ETF applications from other asset managers. For now, the repeated amendments and regulatory dialogue suggest that a BNB ETF is moving closer to reality, with both Grayscale and VanEck positioning themselves as frontrunners in the race to bring this product to market.